And I was on mute the mic. All right, what's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. Happy Thursday. We're starting things off a little bit earlier today, hopefully, so people can watch this big Thursday night football game. Hopefully, one team that I'm not rooting for will lose. Anyway, a lot of stuff happened as always in the last 7 days since we recorded. I just cranked out one really fast because of this big reveal from McFarlane Toys. I'll be posting that up later, but let's say what's up to everybody here in the chat. Hope you guys are doing great. Had an awesome week so far. Juan Sanchez says, I know it's a very minor upgrade, but that new Marvel Legends Wolverine is low-key my most anticipated figure. Why change something if it works? They made some small but rad changes to a fantastic mold. I agree with you. That figure looks really good, and the fact that things got a little push, it has me really excited, especially since I re-upped my GameStop membership. So I have a sneaky suspicion I know what those $5 monthly bonus dollars are going to get used to. Russell Lamu, Detroit Steel. I don't even know who he is. I could care less for Destro's kid. 80s kid from the 90s is in the building. Got the Lucasfilm 50th anniversary Black Series Jackson figure, brand new for $7. That's pretty good. Tidrid, 1998. Have you seen the trailer for Aquaman 2? I did. Thought it was cool that in the trailer for a split second you see him riding a seahorse just like the old comics. I mean, I liked the first Aquaman. I thought it was good. I just don't know if I need to care about what they're doing because we all know it's about to get wiped out when James Gunn and Peter Safran kickstart their DCU. So, I mean, maybe it'll be good. Hopefully it'll be good. I mean, I'd like for the DCEU, that was never really officially called that, to go out on a high note, but the way things have gone, not really thinking that's going to work out. You want to know how many backers does the HasLab Marvel Legends Giant Man have now? Well, let's see. I always keep track of these. I love doing this before my refresh, which was probably about an hour ago. It's got a grand total of one more. So it's at 4,565 right now. Almost halfway to its 10,000 backer mark. 39 days to go, 4 hours and 51 minutes. I've said this before, but I really think there's a situation where if there were some tiers that people were really excited about, I think this would have funded a lot closer, maybe be at 7,000, 8,000, but because there's no rush, there's no like, oh man, we've got to push, we've got to tell all our collecting friends, you've got to get this HasLab Giant Man because XYZ figure or something cool as a tier is awaiting us once we get to 12,000, once we get to 14,000. Because there's no real incentive for collectors outside of those who want the scroll head or the zombie head. That doesn't really work with anything else because the Giant Man zombie head is totally separate from the other MCU zombies we got so far. So that's a real questionable, and I don't really understand why they went with that. And then the Giant Man scroll head is not really appropriate for the Skrull invasion, Secret Invasion, because he was already long since past that classic Giant Man style. That was just to look for a cover, the homage to Avengers issue 4. So it was really weird and really odd. We heard some news that there's not going to be any more tiers. We'll see. PulseCon is next week. I'll break down a preview of that this time next week. So we'll speculate as to what will really happen. But for now, those are the only two tiers. And I think because of that, we're not seeing this mass rush for people to go ahead and hurry up and say, hey, I need to get my Giant Man, because there's no reason for everybody to rush. I mean, it might be a deal where it just hovers around 7,000 or 8,000 until the last week, where it's like, all right, I guess it's time. No more procrastinating. I need to hurry up and get this thing. Besides, there's 39 more days to go. So I think we'll see it fun for sure. It's just a matter of how long it's going to take before it gets there. Snake Eyes, what's going on? Hey, Jeff, I'm a new person to the live stream. Welcome. Glad to see you here. I have some questions. How is the Giant Man going? Check. And did you see the new Street Fighter and Tekken and some new Jada toys? Also, hello. Yes, I still need to get the Street Fighter Jada toys. And these Tekken ones I'm kind of curious about. They look pretty comparable. And I think from pictures and some videos I've seen, they do kind of match up pretty well. My only problem with the Tekken figures is they didn't do something different. Like, I already have Hachi and Kazuya. They had done, I don't know, Armor King, Nina. I would have been really excited. Martial law. I don't know. Oh shoot, let me grab these guys. But because they've done figures I already have, I'm probably a lot better articulated, better painted with Storm Collectibles. I don't feel the rush to get those Tekken figures. The Street Fighter ones I'm very excited about. And in large portion because they're doing figures that Storm Collectibles has not gotten around to. Fei Long, DJ, Cammy in her classic look. I mean, that's what I'm going for, and they're delivering. So can't wait to grab those when I finally see them around. Afton Child, what's going on, my friend? Blake Tarpley's in the building. Got a notification my Trouble Bowl was out for delivery. Speaking of the topic. And I saw this, so I had to make sure I had this up here. But yeah, man, I'm about to open this sucker up and do a video review because I've got my second one. So I'm going to do both my, there we go. There we go. Camera skills are great. I'm going to do my unboxing of this one and my long form written and photo heavy review over on LylesMovieFiles.com. But can't wait. Finally open up my bazooka figure. Awesome. Now left on my to-do list to buy for the figures that are still there in shelves that I can grab at any point is Shipwreck. So I'm anticipating getting him really soon, but there's going to be a deluge of figures, especially from the Classified Series brand, coming real soon. Kitty wants to know, has anyone found the DC Multiverse figures based off the Dark Knight trilogy? I don't think so. Figures I'm talking about are Batman and Joker. Amazon asked for $40 for both of them. I think that might be right. I did see the Multiverse Black Manta figure. It does look good. So does the Aquaman. Let me see if I can pull this up super fast because I'm getting a little bit annoyed trying to track this sucker down. But let me see if I can go to Twitter. I refuse to call it X. That's goofy. I don't care what Elon says. I'm just going to keep calling it Twitter because I'm still tweeting. So anyway, let's go to McFarlane and see if I can pull up the pictures of both these guys. Because I did see the Aquaman. Aquaman looks really cool. I think they did a nice job with him. I cannot find the picture, but I did see Manta. So let's go ahead and grab a sucker, put it out so everyone can see. One quick second. There we go. Couldn't maneuver everything. No technical difficulties here whatsoever. All right, so pull this up so we can all see it. Here's the Aquaman. I think they did a really nice job. I think for the most part, he really tries hard to nail these movie figures and get the likeness down. A little bit calmer expression than I associate with Jason Momoa, but I love the plated work on the scales on this armor all throughout. It looks really good, and I think this is a nice, solid one. I'd love to see an alternate head sculpt, but I think it's really solid, and I'm looking forward to see Black Manta joining the party too. Rodney, what's going on, my friend? Wow, simple and sleek. Always love the Black Manta design. Not a McFarlane guy, but I might pick this up. And I want the superpowers version. You got to get your superpowers version. Ryan, what's up, my friend? James Green in the building. What's up, friend? Ren Rock 80s rants and real talk. What up, though, gang? What's up? Jamelin's here. What up? Mickey Rowe, cool X-Men shirt, Jeff. Thank you. I try to keep them mixed up. Probably need to hit another run up to the comic store, Kohl's, JCPenney's, Target, wherever, because I feel like I'm starting to recycle these and I like to mix them up. So stay tuned. I may have some new shirts coming soon. Excellent t-shirt, Jeff. I see what you did there. JT the Grind got a notification that the Mezco mech suit is shipping. Been looking forward to this one. Which one is that? Let me know which one that one is. I'm curious. Gonzo Cruz, what's up? You think if the HasLab funding doesn't move more, they'll go back on their word and add more tiers? We've seen them do this several times before, so it wouldn't be unprecedented for them to go, just kidding. Here's something a little bonus, a little extra for you, even though it's really to drive people to back it. I'm curious what their threshold would be before they decide to push it. Like, okay, if we have 6,000 by day 17 and we really need that last surge of 4,000 backers, we need to hit the panic button, press the button, and move that thing along faster with a quick, cheap, easy repaint. A Wasp figure would be pretty simple, but I mean, they got a whole year to figure out the budget or whatever. But I'm wondering if they'll try to see who pays first, the people who are like, nah, y'all gonna have to add something more for me to bite and buy and back this HasLab, or Hasbro is gonna go, all right, they're not going for it. Let's throw something in and let's get this funded. Because you always also have to keep in mind that this is the Marvel team trying to make good. They fail with the Engine of Vengeance, so they can't have consecutive ones. So if there is too slow of movement on this HasLab, I do wonder if they would go, we can't have consecutive failures. Who are we, the Star Wars Black Series team? No way. We got to get this funded, even if we have to toss in an extra figure. So I guess we'll just have to stay tuned and see what they decide. Rodney, exactly, Jeffrey. The reason I passed on the Giant Man HasLab, no unlocked tiers for figures. It was a question. It was a very questionable decision. Like I said last time, I think they learned the wrong lesson of no, we do want figures. We just didn't want those figures tied with the Engine of Vengeance that people were kind of iffy on. So I don't know. I think it was funny because reading through the comments from last week, it was almost exactly 50-50. People were going, nah, I don't want any figures locked behind a HasLab. And people going, I'm not backing the HasLab unless it has figures that I want. So they have to balance this out a little bit better. And I think the smart way for them to do it, the easy way to make everyone happy, is just to do figures that are easy repaints. Yeah, man, we've seen them sell Iron Man in that 20th or the 80th anniversary armor so many times. I mean, we could just do something like that where it's like, okay, cool. This time the arc reactor is painted properly. So I mean, there are tweaks that they could do. Maybe it's just something as simple as that 20th anniversary Captain America, who's really hard for people to get right now. Just do a new version of him, but paint the mask part black, where if you have the original, like whatever, I can just paint some black paint on it. If you missed out, it's a real bonus for you. Just like Cap with the black shadow around that cow, you'd be like, great, I'm already getting Ant-Man or Giant Man, so I get the Captain America I really wanted too. So I think maybe repaints is a way for them to go with the HasLab to make everybody happy. So either from a figure that has not yet come out or a figure that's come out already with a tweak. So if you miss out, you don't really miss out on it. Akari Reviews. Oh, yeah. John Kane, what's going on? You're not spending any money on anything right now. So they're not taking the money out of your account and then going, oops, sorry, it's not funded. Look for the money to be back in your account 7 to 14 days. It only comes out after the funding window or the whole HasLab is done. So for this one, that would be October 25th, 26th. You're not going to pay anything for it until then. Blake says, don't think Hasbro can afford to have this not fun. Exactly. I bet they might throw in a render or a plastic bag figure, the Rancor. Right. I mean, we definitely saw them going like they were doing every Hail Mary, go deep, and for everything to get that Rancor funded. I mean, we've seen that with Engine of Vengeance. Sorry, you're not getting Civilian Robbie. Just kidding. Here you go. So they have buckled in the past, probably enough that people are going, yeah, you guys are going to blink first. So we'll see where this goes. I definitely don't think we're going to know anything this week. And it probably will be a case where PulseCon, they'll reveal a Wasp, they'll reveal a Yellow Jacket going, see, these will complement your HasLab Giant Man figure. And I'm going, well, Giant Man and a Yellow Jacket are the same guy, but whatever. Okay, I got you. So we'll see what happens. Now, if they went crazy and wild, they do 90s Wasp, where she's in the bugged out alien look, and they go with like a giant man with the big yellow headband and do the thing from the 90s. That would be kind of wild and unexpected, but we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see what they reveal come next week. Yeah, Kendrick, you're right. I think maybe the Giant Man came with a standard size 6-inch Marvel Legend figure. They came with a chocolate lab coat, an unmasked head. I think it might do a bit better and go quicker. That's definitely a way they could have gone. Now that one I think is the most glaring. And you guys mentioned that before, and I was like, yeah, why didn't they do a smaller normal size one that could just sit with the rest of them so you could then go whoop and then go, here's my big Giant Man that I'm putting out here. So I don't quite understand that one. Maybe he'll come in a 2-pack with a classic Wasp figure. We'll see. Ryan, a giant man averages 130 a day. It'll fun. I don't think they'll change or add anything now. The die is cast. We'll see. Holy smokes! I read that, but I saw it in Bullwinkle and Rocky and Bullwinkle speak, and I went, "Hokey smokes!" I had no idea that box is so big. Yes, sir. Jalen, do you think they'll restock Trouble Bubbles? I got two, but after opening them the other day, I kind of want one or two more. This is what we were talking about the other week. I mean, there's no way they should sell out of anything. I mean, I feel like that first year, everything that's open or comes out within that year should be available throughout the year. And if you decide, I don't want to get it within 12 months, I mean, it's not like, all right, January to January, but like if something comes out in October this year or September in this case, you should be able to still get it between, especially if it's a post exclusive from September to September. I mean, I can't imagine a scenario where army builders are going to just languish on their warehouses where it's like, oh man, if only we could get people to buy these stormtroopers. Oh shoot, we're stuck with all these Hydra and AIM soldiers. That never happened because people go like, shoot, I'm going to buy 50. And then they put a cap on it. So, I mean, it's just, I don't get it. I feel like they could always do army builders, the trouble bubbles or something. They could just keep cranking out. People would buy them, and some folks would have like an army of 10 trouble bubbles and televipers. It's weird. I feel like they need to think that strategy through a little bit better. And this is not just G.I. Joe. This is across the board with all of Hasbro's brands, especially since they have Pulse. And Pulse ships really quick. I mean, they're like, hey, we charge you, take the money out of your account, and 2 days later, hey, it's coming your way. So we'll see. Green Man, Todd is lagging it with that classic Wonder Woman. I mean, I think Todd knows exactly what he's doing. He's like, nah, I know what y'all want. You want to see this Wonder Woman. I'm going to show you everything else I got planned over the next 2 weeks because it's going to have a new slate of reveals coming. But yeah, you're going to wait that final day before I show you this Wonder Woman that you've all been waiting on. And maybe he's feeling a little bit of pressure to get it right because I was really excited to see that Supergirl based off that one image. And it was like, oh no, what happened? So hopefully there's no what happened with Wonder Woman, a character, a figure that we're all anticipating and really want to see done right. Snake Eyes, same. I mean, X is just like a letter, or it's the gangsters as they get ready to go to the ring. I understand it. It's just goofy. Kidron, look at G.I. Joe hat. G.I. Joe classified HasLabs that come with a figure when you first back the project, and then cool unlockables for those HasLabs. I would argue that the His Tank had some really weird tiers where it's like, why are these tiers and not cool parts that already come with it? We saw that they kind of adjusted and adapted with the Dragonfly, all the gear that came with that in the beginning was like, oh, okay, you guys got it. So then the bonus tiers were figures, and again, I kind of wish they were more like Glinda, where it's different characters as opposed to here's a Night Force version of Ripcord, here's a Night Force version of Crazy Legs. But I mean, I'm going to get the Dragonfly anyway, so give me all the extra figures you got. Mickey Rose says Super 7 just showing new Power Rangers figures, and I'm surprised to see Bulk and Skull available. What are your thoughts? Well, I'm really kind of sketchy with Super 7 because I feel like the figures look good, and in some cases they don't look good. And it's like, what the heck happened with this thing? So I feel as if in some instances they really do a great job with their presentation. And there's some figures that turn out really great. I'm like, oh man, you guys knocked that one out. But then there are others that I'm just like, that's not good enough. You guys know you need to do better. And let's go check it out. So nicely. Let's pull it up. So here's Ultimates Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Wave 5. We got our Green Ranger, and he is glowing in the dark. So that's a cool bonus. It's $10 more, but I mean, glow in the dark. Can't beat that. So let's see here. There we go. So we've got the swappable arms. That's encouraging. Hopefully works. I mean, this is a great highlighter green, neon green. So it should keep glowing for days after you throw it into the sun. We've got the little harness. That's always cool to see with Tommy. And he looks pretty good. I don't mind variants. I think that's cool. $240 for this set. I mean, I think Super 7 does really quality looking stuff, but I really wish they had better articulation. I mean, that is continues to be my thing with that line. I just wish they had better articulation. The quality control is a little bit beefed up because I feel like sometimes there are some mistakes that should be avoided, especially when you consider their figures are $55 to $85 in some cases. So I like to see that tightened up a little bit. Hey yo, James Carpenter, what's going on, my friend? Kelly Cox, hey Jeff, hey everyone. See, you got your bubble. Awesome. Got two. So I wanted to get a third one, but it was like, yeah, we need to take care of some other stuff. We got other figures coming through on the pre-order front, so we need to take care of this thing. Have I heard that Mezco is doing a figure of the Crow from the Crow? Not Crow's thing. The head sculpt on Brandon Lee looks good. I did think I saw that. Go back to Entertainment Earth because I'm pretty sure they had that up already. But yeah, it looks good from what I saw, and it just really can be a cool looking Crow figure. I love that look for Sting, and of course, I really like that just in general look. Of course, I can't pull it up, but yeah, I did. It looks good. Jamlin, Jeff, you don't remember Mezco soliciting that Gomez dressed like Morph from Orc with that big? No, I don't. I miss half the stuff that Mezco solicits. So yeah, I'm gonna have to track that down soon. Then thank you for the heads up, Stickman. It looks like the HasLab Sky Strikers in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. What's up with that? I think they've been doing that with the different HasLabs in the past, where you could pay a slightly marked up price point for them, but you could get them. This is for everybody who missed out and was like, oh, I need it now. I didn't have the money. I wasn't sure I wanted it. And I think they're a decent option if you really want to get it. And it's like, this is my only option. I mean, you could go on eBay and pay ridiculous prices for it. But I mean, I think this is one of those deals where it's like it's so much better if you're not really paying a lot of interest on these figures. But yeah, here it is, $299. I think that was what 300 or was it 250? I mean, it's cool for anybody who missed out on the Sky Striker. And with their shipping, you pay $4 extra. So that's not terrible, but it's there. And I appreciate the option, the ability to get a HasLab. If you miss that window, you're going to pay more. But I mean, that's just to be expected with it. So I think it's cool that it's available. You know, maybe you save up. You can avoid getting that hard, super big, massive price increase with them. But if you missed out, there's an option. Ryan says Ryan Ting basically admitted the figure tiers are factored into the cost. They're not freebies. If they offer figures with Giant Man, it would cost more money. It's funny because with that Mattel crowdfund for the new generation arena, they had the price point all set up and they had everything worked out the way they wanted it to go, but they felt that it wasn't moving as fast as they wanted. So they were deciding, well, what's more important? To do merchandising or marketing, get people excited and hyped up, or throw in a figure that everybody would want. And they decided to go with adding a Macho Man figure. And it worked out really well for him because the thing got funded almost right away. Because it was like, hey, he's an early bird. If you don't get him within this window, you miss out. People wanted that Macho Man. The whole thing funded. The rest of the tiers just kept rolling after that. But I think, and I'm really curious if they have an advertising budget for HasLab projects in general. I know that was totally different because it was Mattel, but I'm curious if there's some merchandising or if it's just like, hey, YouTuber, super influencer, will you say some words about this figure? And we don't have to worry about a marketing budget anymore. I'm curious about that. And yeah, I'm very, very interested to see. I love to sit down with their behind the scenes and their decision-making process on these HasLabs and what they're going to bring in and what's going to be left for later. Jay Woods in the building. I thought crowdfunding tiers were supposed to be bonuses for obtaining the sales level. Why are we paying for a bonus? Excellent question. G-Brew, the Engine of Vengeance would have funded if they had other Ghost Riders with the bikes as tiers rather than characters that they went with. I agree. I feel like, I don't know, like I said earlier, I'm very curious about their decision making, and that was really something because Ghost Rider is a popular enough character that, I mean, if you're going to go with the HasLab focus on Ghost Rider, If you put a Dan Ketch in there, if you put a Johnny Blaze with a different setup, I'm pretty sure the thing would have funded. I mean, I don't think given the choice between a weak Goblin Queen, a Mephisto that's kind of modern, not quite the classic one, or Dan Ketch and Johnny Blaze, people would have said, nah, give us a Mephisto and this whack Goblin Queen. JT the Grind, what's your take on PulseCon only being one day this year? They're really cutting back expenses or just don't have too much to offer this time? You know, I'm curious about their views from one day to the next. I mean, they did Friday to Saturday. Maybe that Saturday drop off was more than they thought. Maybe nobody was watching on first Friday and they just figured to throw everything into it. I felt like they've had some filler in PulseCon where it's like, all right, here's an interview with somebody that's cool, but I gotta try to keep one eye on work and one eye on PulseCon. I'd rather you just go reveal, reveal, reveal. So maybe the pacing will be better and we won't have like a featured band or an intermission or hey, look, now I've got my own selfie series. So maybe they'll just cutting out the excess and just focusing on the figures, the reveals, the exclusives that we actually care about. Miguel wants to know, did I back Giant Man? You know I backed Giant Man. I backed Giant Man before I did the live stream last week. I didn't want to say anything because it's really cute. I was very interested in what everybody else is thinking, but for sure, I backed it when he was in like the 200s. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be like in the first 100. No chance. But I did back him early, and the tiers would be awesome. There are some figures. I just want him to get to 10,000, so I've got Giant Man, and I'll figure out how he's going to get displayed sooner or next year. That's 2024 just props. It's my first HasLab, and I backed it. I'm really excited. Almost halfway to 10,000. Yes, sir. We're almost there. I don't know. Ryan already said there's nothing else added. I mean, they have to say that. They absolutely 100% have to be like, nope, nope, nope. There's nothing else. But we've seen them have to make adjustments. So we'll see how that plays out. I do like those new Baroness head sculpts, but I don't like the glasses option. Hopefully the one that comes with the retro card, one can work on her. I want to talk about the G.I. Joe set in a bit, but yeah, I've got some real thoughts on that Baroness figure, and I'm going to break them down real soon. Murphy, what's up, my friend? I'm not interested in the Giant Man, but seeing that 12-inch Hot Toys sideshow figures are now $275 on average, $200 is not a horrible price. I agree. I mean, you see the work put in the Giant Man, and I feel like he's got a ton of articulation, 91 points, including 29 in each hand. So that's kind of cheating, but the figure looks like he's not going to have any problem doing any pose you want. They've said on Instagram that they've made sure that he's got the Galactus joints and not the Sentinel, so you shouldn't have to wake up in the middle of the night going, oh my gosh, Giant Man fell and he knocked over my entire Avengers display. So I think we're okay there. But I really think they put a lot of work into him. For me, it's just a matter of, oh, cool. What are my bonus tiers? But yeah, I'm good. Legendary Lions BK, good evening, everyone. My pockets are on a respirator. I am with you. All of these POs are coming soon and early. That's what they always do. It's like, I mean, with these pre-orders, I'm kind of like, all right, this is just like a suggested or recommended release date. In actuality, they're going to come out so much sooner. Hypersleep Dialogues. The price tag for Giant Man HasLab is fine. I'm with you. I agree. As well as that, I'm backing the sucker right away. I was so happy it was not like $350 and they were going to have to do some ridiculous stuff to try to sell it on us. 200 is fine. Ronin, X33. I would think the base figure for HasLab is costing for the primary tier. Each tier after costs in the next item plus some profit. The problem is 24 inches. It's just too big and prominent. 16 inches would have been fine. I wouldn't have been upset with 16 inches. That's what she said. But I'm fine with the size of him. He's, we've seen some scale charts, and he's not as tall as a Sentinel. He's not as tall as Galactus, clearly. So happy with that, and no problem. So that's good for me. I really wish he were a little bit smaller, maybe 20 inches, but I'm okay with 24. I think Hasbro missed out on a marketing opportunity by not showing the Trouble Bubble with Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes, other characters in them. They did show the Steel Core, but I agree, not the Steel Core. They were showing, what Well, maybe they didn't. Now that I think about it, you're right, Murphy. Yeah, it was questionable to not have like Destro, Cobra Commander, and just a shot, have shooting the galaxy, show all the mini Cobras running around in them. I mean, we couldn't put Mind Bender. We could have because he's got a cloth cape, but we'll see. JT the grind. I bought 5 Trouble Bubbles because I knew they would sell out. I'm sure back in stock will happen, but we'll sell out quickly. You know, Fridays tend to be the days where they put their back in stock, their back in stock figures and vehicles on shelf. So if you have a Hasbro account, make sure to log in on Fridays just on the off chance it's something you're looking for comes back in stock. If you're a Pulse Premium member, check it because I feel like the figures are on the site before you get the email. Hey, you might have not have known, but something's back in stock. You go there and it's like, oh, it's already sold out. So Fridays tends to be a pretty good day to check. Just FYI. Skew Raider, Replay Crew. Overtime, they need to re-release Trouble Bubble and Eels, the originals, every so often and give people a chance to continue getting them or initially get them. Now, there was a rumor from one of those leak lists that we're going to see a Python Patrol Trouble Bubble. So maybe that's where some of the resources, the molds have gotten off to. Televiper is part of Python Patrol as well. So maybe that's what they're doing with, you know, the other half of these batches of Trouble Bubbles and Televipers. They're Pythonization, putting the Pythonization process on them. I hear you the last 2 weeks Hasbro shipped Minosaur, Trouble Bubble, Snowdog, Emma Snow Serpent, shipped from Big Dad Toy Store. I'm hurting right now, Doc. Yes, sir. Also, they've been releasing items like crazy. Some have had to pass on items because of the non-stop drops. Even more reason they need to re-release them every so often. Oh man, you're right. That's Supergirl. What happened? I don't know. I felt like Ty was like, what parts do we have? What character can we use? I don't care. Supergirl doesn't have a zipper. It doesn't matter. It's just the female figure. They don't sell anyway. So, yeah. Oh, exactly. I mean, how great would that have been? Yo, Joe. And the hypothetical Alpine hitting his wire line. See, this is why we should have had an Alpine figure. So he could have been using it and hitching a ride with Snake Eyes on his captured Trouble Bubble. Hopefully, we'll see Quick Kick, Doc, Airborne, Alpine revealed, or at least a announcement for Alpine. Exactly. Like literally, what are y'all doing? But it's all good. They figured it out. They got it straight now. So we're straight. Jeff, what's up, Jeff? Hey, can't wait for next week. Definitely going to pre-order G.I. Joe Classified Crimson Strike Team. Go Bills. I try not to go with football questions, but what the heck happened? I mean, I just knew you guys were going to blow out the Jets with Zach Wilson. That's ridiculous. But game 1 of the season never matters. All that matters is being there at the end. So we'll see. Ryan says, I'm surprised the postcon promo didn't tease the starting lineup NFL wave. Surely that's just an oversight. Right? You know, I mean, I don't know how they botched that, but they did. Like I said, I'm not going to talk too long about this because I did a whole video right before this show, like literally minutes before I came on. I did a video talking about the McFarlane Sports Pick NFL line, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and my man George Kittle. So they're back with McFarlane, so that's great news for people who like a little consistency in their sports figures. No articulation whatsoever, but we are going to have NFL figures conveniently timed for NFL season. These come out in December, so I mean, I assume probably a safe bet that these 4 teams will be represented into the playoffs. So that's really cool. Can't wait to get my Kittle in December, maybe just in time for a nice Christmas present. Snake Eyes says, I really hope Jada Toys got the license for the Mortal Kombat to make MK figures because the new game came out today. I didn't realize that was today. The game does look awesome. And oh, you don't have a PS5? Me neither. I'm still burning through all these PS4 games. They're really good, and I still haven't played all the way through, so I'm in no rush yet. G-Brew, I've been eyeing the Mezco Bishop for a minute. Haven't pulled the trigger yet. He's still available? I figured for sure he was going to be out there and long since out of stock. Let's see Lions BK. The HasLab Sentinel was on Big Bad Toy Store once upon a time for $6.79. Yeah, that's a very slight markup there. Let's see what they were charging, because I feel like they did have Galactus on there too. Let's see what he was going for. If I can, there we go. There we go. Jeez, this has been a long week. All right, let's see if I can just pull up HasLab and see what pops up. That didn't work. All right. Interesting that they don't have those listed as HasLabs. They just have it like, whatever. Let's see if Galactus is still there, or if he's gone. He was on there, and it's interesting seeing what shows up on other retailers like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. There was a new reveal today, or just the other day, of this really cool Drax the Destroyer and Moondragon 2-pack. It was a Pulse exclusive, and I'm really happy to see that they didn't try to do some crazy jacked up prices for this. On Pulse, it's $49.99. You can get it here for $50.99. I'm fine with that. That's really cool. So no ridiculous markup. It's a really nice set. But I think if it's still available on Pulse, you might want to wait until the Black Friday sale, because that's going to be worth getting for 30% off. It's a really good set. 80s Kids is really frustrating. The Hasbro prices keep going up. What are they going up on? I feel like they've been solid at $25. I don't love that price point for most of their figures. I feel like they're not really worth that, with the exception of one line. But yeah, I mean, the rate that they're going to Ollie's and going on clearance, I kind of feel like it's a wash anyway. I mean, how many figures are you paying full price for at this point? Because for me, I'm like, Ant-Man has been the only one that I paid $24.99 for, and then I was using Target circle points to take that price down. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think they're still going up, which is great, but fortunately, they're keeping it consistent with $24.99. James Green, Jeffrey, what's going on? Power Town, completely quiet over there. I haven't heard anything. They're in the process now of hyping up their latest set, and I noticed this before. What they do is they really focus on one thing. They don't want to distract anybody, so they go, "Hey, this is what's up right now for pre-order. We're not doing anything else right now. It's closed, but." They were pushing really hard this Matt Cardona, Brian Myers 2-pack. In the past, they've done reorders. They've opened up the pre-order window. I don't care about those two. I just still don't understand. We go from super classic to ultra modern, but whatever. I don't have to buy them. Wow. Okay. Something got in my eye. There we go. Henry G, what's going on, Jeff? Hope all is well, brother. I hope you're doing well too, my friend. It's almost Friday, so I'm doing awesome. Callie Cox, 80s Kid. Not sure if it's a rumor or fact, but I see a lot of people posting that the new standard of Marvel Legends is $28, the price of the latest Black Widow. So I don't know what the deal is with these Target exclusives, but we've seen that price point for them way too much, way too often. So that's not necessarily a hard, fast setup for their prices on their things. When I went to Target, when I got my Heroes Return Iron Man, that wave was only $22.99. But looking on their website, I'm trying to find any of that wave right now. Of course, because I'm looking for something on the stream, I can't find it. But yeah, he's not there. But Karnak rang up at $22.99, so I'm hoping they decided that's a fair price and that's what they're going to stick with, and they're not going to quickly move everything to clearance and then, oh shoot, Ollie's has everything for $10. So we'll see. G-Brew, Giant Man succeeds. I really like an in-scale X-Jet or Blackbird Jet as their next HasLab. I'd be willing to go over my $300 per single item limit. The Blackbird is really interesting because it has such a small space, but it's a long vehicle and just kind of goes on for a minute, where I don't know what that value is for collectors, paying for so much wasted space where you can't do anything with it. To me, part of the fun of vehicles is being able to pull open and all use all these different compartments and so forth. Like the Millennium Falcon, you don't really get that, or the Ghost, but you don't really get that with the Expert. I think maybe there's more playability with the vehicle, like a Quinjet. I think they really need to explore a Fantastic Car. That's something that I think would really work. They could do separate, the situation where you could separate the different pods, the different car chambers for it. And maybe the engineering for that could raise it to a HasLab worthy price point. But yeah, I'm curious about a Blackbird and how that would work. I saw somebody do a really awesome, just a printed version of the Blackbird. I wonder if I could find it fast so you all could see it. But it was a really cool. It's gonna take too long. Anyway, I'll try to track it down for the next one. Blake, Trouble Bubble just came. I'm packing it now. Lots of wasted space and packaging. Yeah, I mean, they give you that weird accordion style thing. And I saw the box and was like, what all is in this box? Did they include a separate additional Trouble Bubble or some more Cobra Troopers? No, it's just one box. It was ironic because the second one that arrived separately, even though they charged and took the money out at the same time for both of them, was in a totally smaller box. So if you got more than one, maybe that second box will be smaller and shorter. Ryan says, if you bought a Marvel Legends way to complete a bath, I've been guilty of that. You'd spend $150, $175 for 6 or 7 figures, plus the oversized bath. That's maybe half the plastic and Giant Man for only $25 less. You don't have to worry. I mean, I am sold on the value of Giant Man. Honestly, I'm just like, oh man, I would have loved some extra figures. But I think the price, especially if you look at the aftermarket prices for the Toy Biz Giant Man, he's pretty much knocking on the door of $200 right now anyway. So, I mean, the difference in the articulation, the paint job is totally worth it to get this HasLab. So, yeah, for sure. Rolling in between Transformers and Joe's, I may just burn my wallet. I think your wallet is going to burn long before you get a chance to. Boston Legends, we need Alpine and Iceberg. Absolutely. I mean, I feel for sure Alpine's the one I got to get now. I mean, we know Quick Kick's coming, and with the his tank already there, hopefully there's enough room underneath it that I can squeeze all 3 of them so they can hitch a ride with Major Blood. Aaron Rodgers' biggest bust of the year, but it's the season of love. I guess you're a Packers fan, Russell. And Footloose. So you gotta get loose. Footloose. M Sun. Early. I have mine been on pre-order for a year. I don't understand what's going on with the 3rd, 4th, or is it 5th round of pre-orders for Dr. Mindbender. I don't know why he hasn't shipped. I feel like people have already gotten their 3rd, 4th version re-release of Serpentor. Emily did say that they're going to get them out. But I don't understand why people are still waiting on that figure. I mean, I got him back in November. But like a lot of us who ordered on that first round got him then. And for it to be almost a whole year since then, it's crazy. But at least Hasbro Pulse won't cancel orders like Target or Walmart. So it should still come. 80s kid, I need a phase 1, 2, everything Captain Rex. And yeah, we need him for sure. G-Brew, Classic Plastics in Canton, Toy Hunters in Mansfield, both had the Mesco Bishop in stock last time I popped in. Unsure if they're still there, so yeah, that is definitely the thing. But that got me curious. So, time to do a little, oh shoot. It looks like, if I'm not reading this incorrectly, you don't have to do that. And looks like you can get him for even cheaper. Right now, he's on Amazon for $68.54, the lowest price in 30 days. So run, don't walk to Amazon and get him for a good price. And because it's over, was it $35 now? You can get him free shipping. So there you go. So what's up, Mike? Alpha Pro, I don't think most Marvel Legends are worth $25. $25 seems like a premium price. That's what I paid for the 80th anniversary Thor, Cap, and Iron Man. I'm with you. I mean, I felt like they put a whole lot in those figures. They were more expensive, but I felt like they added enough to make that $5 valid and worthwhile. And I've got my guy Thor right here on the desk. There we go. I mean, it's a great figure. He stands up pretty well now that I got him all worked out. But yeah, I felt like those figures were worth $25. And I don't feel like looking at some of these other ones that they're anywhere near the quality of those guys. You know, that War Machine that they made a deluxe, he was worth that deluxe price. This new Black Widow, she's a deluxe price point, worth more. But on average, like a figure like that Molecule Man is way too tall because they just decided, let's use the same mold again. That wasn't worth $25. But at least he's cheaper. You get him at Target for $13 on their website. Ronan, you're in Maryland. Where I'm at in Maryland seems to not make it to the stores. Which shows are you looking for? Hit me up on Instagram. Maybe we can help each other out. Us Maryland collectors need to stick together. Mike, I wish that Baroness head hair glasses was available outside the side. I like these better than Python Patrol, but they're not for me. Yeah, that Baroness figure looks great. I liked it better when Hasbro figures were $20. I liked it better when Marvel Legends were $7. G-Brew, Ollie's Marvel Legends selection is insane of late. I was able to get 5 hand ninjas for cheap. That's good, which was super unexpected because I couldn't find them anywhere when they first came out. That's the best thing, right? When you find figures that you weren't looking for cheaper, and it's like, great. Now I can army build ninjas. That's nice. You got 5. Was that the whole assortment? Because I've seen a whole bunch of Ollies have the hand ninjas and they had like 5 or 6. And it's like, you just need 1. Let's leave some more for others. Yeah, well, most Marvel Legends are just a figure and a set of hands. 25 is overpriced. That Ant-Man is overpriced for $25. I think he's locked up with Jazzwares with their AEW license. Although Power Town would probably do a really great looking Owen Hart figure. But I guess the same issue exists. He couldn't be done in his WWF attire, which I feel like most people want, when they think of Owen Hart. So it's a wash anyway. Andre, what's up? I'm from Orange County, California. Where and what is this Ollie's place that everyone's talking about for Marvel Legends? Well, it's the place you get good stuff cheap. I don't know if Ollie's has made it out over there yet. Let's see. Let's do a quick one. I know it's all throughout the East Coast. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't look like they have made it out. Maybe it's just trying to find it. Let's see here. No, it didn't look like they have any beyond East Coast, but Ollie's is like a super discount place where they just have a bunch of stuff from stores like Target. They're having Bed Bath and Beyond leftovers going into the stores, Walmart stuff where it's like literally cheaper, like Marvel Legends at least half off from the retail price. So Star Wars Black Series, and it's a ton of stuff. Let me see here if I can pop this in real fast. But they have a lot of things that you can get, and I guess I deleted, but tons of stuff like Optimus Prime, Beast Wars, Megatron Beast Wars. They're there, but it sucks if you don't have it. Maybe there is something similar to Ollie's in California, but check it out because there are some really good options there. Target has Molecule Man on their site for under 13. You know what? I got him from Target for 13, and I still feel like I paid too much for him. I just hate the head sculpt, his size. I mean, he's just about looking Dr. Doom eye to eye, which is just so wrong. Yeah, I wish the figure were better. You really could have done that. My trouble bubble shipped exactly as you described. It was weird, right? It's like, why are you guys doing it this way? I don't care about their shipping. Mine is free. So whatever you guys want to do, I need to figure out some cool way to pose my figures. Maybe having Thor fight the accordion of death or something, spray paint it black and red and do something cool with it. Because I feel like there's a worthwhile use for it. Just haven't figured it out yet. Your favorite store has quite a few good Black Series and Legends figures. That means it is a very good store. Nolan, awesome. My Dr. Mindbender email came in today. How soon are you about to get these guys? I'm very excited. The people who've been waiting on Mindbender are finally getting them. Awesome. That's good news. Serpentor Mindbender on AliExpress. Good fix. How much did you pay for him? Geez, Shane, we're still waiting on him. Did you get the email? The magic email that people are getting now? Rin, Ollie's in Metro Detroit all suck. How often do you go? Because I feel like it can be real hit or miss. Like you can go 1 month and they've stocked absolutely nothing. And it's just like this ghost town. But when you get there, when they actually have stuff, it's like, oh, it's like you can hear the, oh, it's so much good stuff. And for me, I go looking for trades. Sometimes if I catch them on the right time period, they'll actually have omnibuses, which is a really good price at Ollie's because they'll have them as cheap as $30, which is yes, sign me up. And then they have figures. It's a wrap. So yeah, it's good stuff. James, my mind benders just shipped today. Awesome. So people are getting their mind benders now. Getting their mind benders. That sounded weird. Steak juice. I'm still waiting on my mind bender. I did get an email saying it's being prepared for shipping. All right. This is good news. I'm glad to hear this. Road Pig John, new Super 7 Ultimates Power Rangers. Man, they look very cool. Do you have any of the other ones? Because I'm really curious what you think of them and if you're definitely getting these based on the other ones or what. Henry G, my mind bender shipped today, but that's my second one for the second round of pre-orders. This is good news. I'm really happy to see and hear that you all are getting them. 200 is not a bad price for the Giant Man. Absolutely not. As a person that owns all three from 80th Line, Iron Man, Cap, and Thor Marvelous figures, they're tremendous figures, 80s Kid, and I love them so much. Really great figures, really well done. Although I gotta say that the 20th Captain America, just because he has a lighter paint job, is more of my favorite. There we go. Let's get whatever that is out of my eyes. Green Man, I remember went to my local shops and they had a Mafex Venom for $45 and I missed it. It's already sold and on hold. That was a pretty solid price point for that. Shameless says there are no Ollies in SoCal. That sucks. Maybe I should do a roundup. Next time I go to Ollie's, do a video. And maybe I'll be going to Ollie's tomorrow. So I'll do a long form recording so you guys can see. And there's some pretty close by. So if you guys are looking for something, maybe we can help each other out with that. Wookie Sasquatch, I remember an entire end cap of Kenner Star Wars figures on clearance for $1 at Lionel's Play World. I could be retired now. You really, really could be. So yeah, it's wild. So I went to Ollie's a couple weeks back and they had some vintage collection figures for $4. I was like, this is a great price for vintage collection figures. This is more what I was paying for these figures back in my day. But yeah, the fact that they're like $17 to $20 now is wild, crazy. Chet Inner Gator, what's going on? I'm still waiting on my pre-order from the Tracksuit Mafia vid. Target is just sitting there waiting to press cancel because you missed the email at 4:55 a.m. approving another delay. FTT Lines, BK, we got a few Ollies scattered here in Northern Virginia. Funny that you mentioned that. I'm going to travel to one of those tomorrow, so that's cool. I love Ollies, though. I love when you find something there. It's definitely not the case all the time, though. Ryan, there's no world in the multiverse in which a Marvel Legends scale X-Jet costs $300. The Ghost costs $500 for a 3.75 inch scale. A 6-inch scale Blackbird would be $750 at least. Yeah, it'd be pretty expensive. G-Brew, they had 3 cases of hand-knits. 3 cases? Wow. I don't know if the other Ollie stores within 40 miles of me had any, but they're bigger stores in bigger cities and usually have more stuff. Now, that's really good. Kelly, Jeff, does purchasing a figure make you think twice if it doesn't have a figure stand? Getting tired of things in my display all the time. So one thing I do like about the McFarlane figures, I can do this. They're not that far. Is they come with these really simple, really basic stands, and they actually support the figures. And I think that, especially with figures like that have high heels or some balance issues, just something simple like this. It could be even smaller. This is taking up a lot of space for a 7-inch figure, but I feel like they could include that, throw that in there. It doesn't need to be that complicated. But my Marvel Legends White Tiger figure refuses to stand. She's just like, nah, dude, I'm good. And she's falling over all the time. And she's falling over so much. And I'm kind of like, you're about 10 more times falling over. And I have her positioned in a way she's not knocking over everything else. But I do get annoyed, like, know what, you're falling way too much, and I don't care about you enough to keep you on display if you're going to knock over everything. So yeah, I'm really with you. And my white tiger figure actually has stands, and she still can't stand. So she's got some issues. Jada Toys is not doing the Tekken figures. That is another company, but it's not let me see if I can find them from GameStop. It's not Jada. They fit in pretty well with the Jada figures, but they're not. It's Game Dimensions. So let's pull them up here so you can see. Like I said, the Jada toys I think look better, but these work okay. So this is King. He's 6.5 inches. He's got a little bit too much space with the head, and he looks kind of small underneath that mask. His head should probably be bigger, but I mean, he looks pretty cool for this scale. 26.99, 27. That's not awful. And he's got accessories. That's good. A little stand for his Tekken 8, so you can put that on there. That's a nice touch. And Fireball, Flame Ball. Nice, pretty relatively decent paint deco, and all that good stuff. So for $27, I don't feel like it's a ripoff, but when you compare it to Jada Toys figure, Jada Toys definitely wins out. Luke and Grogu is on Target for $35. I can wait a little longer for a better discount. Yeah, because you're still paying way too much. I mean, Luke, even at the $25 price point, you're still then paying $10 for that Grogu, which is too much. Chalk up another one for the Dr. Mindbender email party. That's good. Glad to hear this. Kindred note, they're a little bit too tall, and the average typical Marvel Select figure is going to stand. They're going to stand taller and they're going to look wider. So you run into the problem of them being too big, too thick, and too tall. So it's just like that Vision figure for Marvel Select is a really good figure, but I couldn't bite because he was taller than Thor, he was taller than Cap, and also he was way too thick in the chest. Whereas, like, yeah, he's not going to look good next to Thor and Hercules. He's going to look bigger, like he's been pumping iron more than they have. So they're really close. I think for your Reed and Sue, I think you're better off sticking with your Marvel Legends figures. Mike, they have, and let's talk about this stuff. Been doing too much build up. So yes, lots of figures that are now coming out way sooner. As always, they give us this whole, yeah, they're coming in December, and then psych, just kidding. It's actually going to be tomorrow. You got that money, player? So we're seeing the X-Men Marvel Legends wave, and let's take a look at what Pulse is saying these figures are going to be, because those are the ones where it's like, yeah, dude, let's see what happens. Not back in stock. We're not there yet. There we go. Let's just do this. Let's do Wolverine and see when Pulse says he's about to come out, because it's not going to be the same price. Of course. Now I try to find one here. There we go. Whew. I know why it's so far down. So Hasbro Pulse still has him at November 1st, which is wild. November 1st. But GameStop is like, nah, get ready, because he's coming on the 24th of this month. And this figure is great. I cannot wait to get him. But that's a huge difference, especially if you're trying to balance and juggle your money. It's like, sorry, we're going to drop this on you tomorrow. And then, yeah, so you can get Rogue. She's coming out real soon too. And then this Magneto, this spectacular looking Magneto, he's coming real soon. And that's going to be a great figure to add to the collection. Then, hey, there's G.I. Joes. These guys are coming out too. They are also slated for September 24th. That's Firefly, the Snow Serpent, Tunnel Rat, Low Light, Grunt, and Desert Commando Snake Eyes. He's actually coming a little bit earlier. He's coming on the 22nd. So if you're budgeting and expecting to get these figures in November, your whole thing is just totally out of whack, and they've kind of got you, because it's like, sorry, we've decided now that we're going to do something totally different. So it's going to hit pretty hard. And there's something interesting. I'm trying to see if it'll pull up now, because when I did it earlier, it did not. And I'm curious if it'll show up again now. Well, let me try something. So on Target's website, and maybe you guys will have more luck than I did, they have Grunt already on the site. They have him like, yeah, you can go get him right now. And he's there, but and not only is he there, he's already at clearance prices on their site. Now that's definitely not the norm, certainly not something you would see all the time. And here we go, just to show you guys I wasn't making this up. So here's Grunt on Target's website for $11.99. He's already at clearance price. He's all set to go, but he's sold out. Now he's alternated between days and hours of actually showing up in stock, but you still can't add him to cart. I'm curious if this is a situation where when this wave is officially on Target's site, if they're in stock there, if that $11.99 price point will legitimately be the price for him, or if it's just a misprint and they'll put him back at $24.99 when he's officially in stock. But just something to keep an eye on. I'm assuming any order that actually manages to slip through will get canceled, but just FYI for you guys. Let's see Lions, Marvel Legends, Eternals now live permanently in my local alley. Same. I got 2 Trouble Bubbles, loving the way they turned out. Classified series is leading the way. They absolutely are. G. Bruce says I bought so many omnibuses at Ollie's. Great value. Absolutely. Blaze says the Hasbro accordion wrap can be a camo blanket used to hide your HasLab, no longer a HasLab Sky Striker behind Cobra enemy lines. There you go. Just pull it out, have Roadblock and Gung Ho on either side, just pull it, or maybe Sergeant Slaughter just flips it the whole time. Chibru says, I would pay $750 for a 112 scale X Jet. You might be the only one. You might. I definitely would pay that much for the X Jet. The reason I haven't received my trouble bubbles yet, but my car was charged. I think it took me 5 days, and I think it was like set for September 5th, but then the holiday came. So I think what happened, it took a whole week for me to get one trouble bubble, and then the other one took a whole week later, which is really odd because they were charged at the same time. Mike wants to know, how is SA Figure Arts about to ship their Green Goblin, and Hasbro hasn't even announced one yet? I don't know what they were doing with the No Way Home line because we still haven't gotten it revealed. And I feel like if they announce it at PulseCon, people are gonna be like, "Yeah, just a little bit too late there, player," because we've long since moved on. And they had a window. I mean, we weren't supposed to know about the other Spider-Man, but the villains were featured in the trailer. So it's not like we couldn't reveal anything because it was a spoiler. They could have done that. They should have had that wave ready to go when the movie at least was out on home video. So hopefully they'll fix that out. I went to Ollie's a few weeks ago, got the Viper I needed for 10, a bunch of Fortnite arcades, the custom, the mechanic, and her owl and the shark. You made out pretty well on your Ollie's trip. Sick man, have you picked up Marvel Destroyers? Comes with Thor. Had a Target $25 gift card and picked him up. The Destroyer is phenomenal. Bear with me. I was just making my slight switch over. But yeah, you knew I was going to get this set. And I think this was another one that was really cheap, or relatively cheap, and a better bargain than some of the others. I think when I ordered them from Pulse, I think it was Pulse or maybe Amazon, they charged 52 for them as opposed to like 59, and I think is. And the Destroyer feels like he's really worth it because I mean, just holding this box is super heavy. So yeah, I mean, there's very few of this Beyond Earth's Mightiest that I'm not eventually going to get. Just a matter of when I do. But I was so excited about each and every one of those reveals. I definitely was going to get them. So yeah. Yeah, I like the stands that they come with, and they work. Seriously, these Mayfax stands are worthless. I'm like, what are you doing? It's too big to hold the figures because they're smaller, and then I don't know. It's just weird the way their stands work, and I find myself using ones I got on Amazon that break if I pose them too hard. So yeah, it's wild, but I would really like some good stand recommendations. Well, he does it for sure. He makes his wait like every 6 months for a reveal or tease of another one. Jamelin, oh, I saw the snow job has left the building email. And what I didn't realize was a payment successful email before it was for Dr. Mindbender. Finally. Awesome. So I think everyone, at least here, who was waiting on Dr. Mindbender, has their email. That's awesome. So next week, we'll have a Dr. Mindbender party here. Alpha Proto, Bandai is making the Tekken figures. Thank you. I'm not sure why I had that other one, Game Dimensions, but yeah, that's cool. They look pretty decent, so I don't think they're a terrible deal, but certainly not as good as the Jada Toy Street Fighter figures. G-Brew, I don't know about other states, Ollie's, but here in Ohio, they seem to get the best stuff in the July to December period. Omnibuses, trades, and other books trickle in more sporadically. Dude, I love getting the trades because they're like $4 or some cases even $3. Like, yes. I can't quite get to it, but I've been waiting on the re-release Return of Superman. I went to one Ollie's, but the line was ridiculous, and I just refused to stay just for that one book. And I finally got it for $3.99, or no, $6.99, and the original price is $29.99. That's why I love going to Ollie's. McFarlane only does Wonder Woman and Batgirl. Nolan, and don't forget the occasional random Catwoman. So we do get some, but certainly nowhere near what we should get. And speaking of McFarlane and his reveals, oh wait, I forgot to warn your wallets of more figures coming. So right now, Big Ben is available. Knife Force Big Ben is available at Walmart. You can get them shipped to you to the store. You can get them right now. He's available to get. I want to assume or make sure that I'm telling you guys properly. So let's do a quick refresh. Oh, he's out of stock. So maybe these orders are about to come. So if you've pre-ordered Big Ben from the Classified series, that Range Viper, you may need to get ready because they're about to hit too. So just another warning that more pre-orders are about to come for your wallet. And the Range Viper, according to Walmart's site, can't quite get onto this one, but he's apparently going to ship September 26th. So get your wallets ready. He's coming. It's out of stock, but that was not the case earlier. There was nothing here. So maybe there were some if you missed out. So stay tuned. Keep an eye out on Walmart because looks like more stuff is coming on their end too. Mike, thank you. Stuff is falling over. Try a hot glue gun. It won't harm plastic. Don't use on pleater or cloth. Thank you. What should I do? Put them on the stand or what? Because that white tiger is falling way too much for me. People getting their chuckles before Mindbender? People actually getting chuckles already? It's crazy. Roadpick John says, no, I don't have previous Super 7 Ultimates, but I have Silverhawks, Thundercats, and G.I. Joe. So I think these Green Rangers will be better than the first one. Hopefully, I'm really, really hoping they are. Snake Eyes, I'm still trying to buy me some of those new Street Fighter. Have them with my Marvel Legends to do Marvel versus Capcom. Nice. Some Marvel Select work well. Lady Deadpool, Venom. That's true, Mike. There are some. I mean, I definitely have that Titanium Man. That figure is awesome. I'm really hoping Crimson Dynamo is the same kind of scale where he fits in and hopefully he's smaller than Crimson Dynamo so I can get that full dynamic between the three heights. So we have Iron Man shorter, Crimson Dynamo a little bit taller, and Titanium Man towering over everybody. Oh, Mike. Excuse me. I wonder how much money Hasbro loses to card charges and cancellations when they do that. That would really be something I'd be interested in knowing too, because if people are budgeting for something for the end of the year and you go, well, it's coming in September. Yeah, I mean, there's excitement of getting early, but if you've got in your mind, if you got your finances set up just so, you can't have some shock thing of, hey, here it comes. It's like, I have a big job coming in October that I was going to use to pay for all this stuff. Now I can't get it. So, a really great point. And I'm very curious about that one. I will say, though, Jeff, Reed Select Doesn't look bad with Legends if you display him as if he is stretching. Jamlin, that's a good point. Do you have that figure? I'd love to see what it looks like. Alpha Proto says, I'm happy with the Wolverines I currently have. I feel like everyone has Wolverines plural. It's not just Wolverine. It's like of my 10 Wolverine figures. This 97 figure looks great. Happy people will get a chance to own a decent Wolverine. And it is a really nice one. Yeah, but GameStop is hugely iffy. I've had pre-orders, they drop, and if you use a gift card and threw it away, good luck. Oh no. I don't throw away any gift cards until it's cashed out and I have the figure in hand because that's normally what I'm using my gift cards for. So yeah, absolutely. You be playing. Hey Jeffrey, how's it going, good sir? Doing awesome. How are you? Yeah, I mean, $12. So we'll see if that's actually true. Wish those were Canadian prices. Nolan, what are they charging y'all for classified series now? Target does their toy sales on Thursdays. He was my friends here in this area were telling me he was up there earlier, so I know maybe he's just been on sale, just lingering on the site. I think one of my friends actually placed an order, didn't get the out of stock, so we'll see real soon if his order got canceled or not. Wait, which pre-orders are arriving earlier? I saw the thumbnail just automatically clicked. Nathan, so the X-Men 97, Shadow Classified, the Low Light Tunnel Rat Wave, Big Ben, Range Viper, Walmart exclusive, they're all coming really soon. Snow Serpent, Snow Job, lots of stuff. And the way Hasbro goes with their pre-orders, probably a lot more stuff that is supposed to be coming out in September and November, or November and December is about to get bumped up. So get ready for it. Mike, I want to pay $300 for a Black Series at ATST. I'm going to pay $200 for a third party one if I can get all of these charges straight. Yeah, I think that one's a pretty good idea for a Black Series vehicle because it's just really that compartment and then lays that they should be able to replicate. So it's not like they have to do 4 different molds, but I would like that. I'd be down for that for sure. That will work well with my Empire Strikes Back display. See you later. Big Worm rolling up on Smokey drop style. No time for my emotions, Smokey. Your wallet doesn't matter. I said 3 months. Need it by tomorrow. Yes. Steak Juice. Bring back Marvel Universe size figures and I buy a Blackbird jet in that size. I think that Blackbird that they have out now would fit those figures. Let me check here. Because they did do one for this 97 line. And no, that's the Transformers version. Let's go with this one. I haven't checked this lately, but let me see here. So here's the latest one. I mean, this is totally just the jet with one, with Storm here. So it's not like the massive one where you can put 6 or 7 X-Men in there, but they do have a jet for 3.75-inch size figures. I mean, you see how this is. It's a hero carrier, so you're literally having X-Men hanging on the back there and then rappelling down. I don't know why Storm needs to repel. She can just use her magic wind powers. So we'll see what happens. Mike, I do want to grab that Banner and Hulk, but too much right now. So that's still $60. I feel like that's probably a little bit too much on that one. Jana, what's up, Jeff? What's up, my friend? I'm doing good. Hopefully you are as well. Walmart might ship the in stock before the pre-orders again. I'm okay with that one in this case because it's like, y'all just wait because I think I got 2 Range Vipers to go along with my Big Ben, who I don't care is in Night Force colors because I don't need the classic style for him. I think Night Force works just fine with him. And Beltran and Jeff, the Deadpool 2-pack drops September 26th, and I think Chun-Li gets released tomorrow. Woo-hoo. Lots of stuff coming. Yeah, you need to protect your wallets because it's about to be serious. Put the hot glue directly on the figure and shelf. It peels off easily. Thank you. I'm going to try that out real soon. Losty, what's up? Hasbro is putting me in the poorhouse. Correction, I'm doing that. Hasbro is just holding the doors open for me. We need somewhere to go, right? Damn, I picked up all the Batman Eternal books for about $20 or so, $20 or so total. And those are some fairly thick volumes. I did too. I was like, what? You got those? It was a fun read. It was like, oh, sweet. Yeah, it was a really good deal for that. And it's like, man, where did you get them from? Because I was able to grab them from Ollie's, but I know you guys don't have them out there. The cheapest I found for classified is Amazon for 37 Canadian. That is not cheap. Ryan, that means the PulseCon pre-order should come out before the end of the year. Dreadnought Christmas. You ain't lying, Jeff. The restock of Studio Series 86 Braun is shipping too. That reminds me. Let me show you. Always managed to find and stumble into one reveal, one new figure. And I went to Walmart and bam, Studio Series Braun was here. And I can't believe it. I never have any success with my local Walmarts. And I was so excited to see this guy. And this time I'm going to have him duck Starscream. So sorry, I just saw Megatron, but I'm taking you all out of the ship. So really happy. And I think this figure looks pretty good. So I'm going to open them up real soon. James, Jeffrey, do you think we'll be getting a new Black Series Anakin Skywalker? I hope so, because Revenge of the Sith Anakin figures from the Black Series line have been bad, and he needs a whole redo. They need to scrap that old mold because it doesn't work very well, do a whole new re-engineered one that has better articulation and can pose a lot easier, and finally get that Hayden Christensen likeness down, because that's been a real problem. They just haven't been able to get his likeness just so. Hopefully now he's back in the mix of things. We can see some more Anakin figures and more prequel figures in general. Boris Mortis just got my animated series Peter Parker. It's my 2-pack. It's pretty cool. Just wish Peter was more articulated. Oh, that's funny. I thought he was using like the standard Marvel Legends jacket mold. That's weird. Michael Flores, did anyone catch the Snow Serpents with backup for pre-orders? Pulse for a hot minute. What is their restock schedule? All over the place. You're right. It is just totally random. And if you just happen to be there, you got them. But I feel like, let's see here. I'm trying to see if Amazon's like, nah, dude, we don't know what you're talking about. We're gonna put up these vintage retro versions. I think they were still available on GameStop for whatever that's worth. Now, that could mean absolutely nothing, but they did seem to have them on their website for right now. So you could potentially pre-order and get these Snow Serpents and still get them in stock and shipped to you and all that good stuff. And I think what is their shipping? $79. So if you ordered a couple, you could get them, and they're supposed to come out September 24th. So maybe try that direction. At least you got a chance. And I've had pretty good success ordering from GameStop. They're not as bad as Target, but maybe that's a choice for you. And I know Entertainment Earth has them in stock to order as well, or pre-order to get as well. But now that I've said all that, let's check Big Bad's Toy Store, see if they have them coming or in stock, since they tend to get some stuff earlier than everybody else. They have them still coming. You can pre-order them from Big Bad Toy Store, $35.99. So it's just $1 more, but they still have them listed for December. So we'll see. Alpha Proto, I still have the old Toy Biz Blackbird. That was a lot of fun when I was a kid. That was a cool vehicle. I miss the old days where we just get vehicles for nothing, where it's like, here you go. Here's a cheap vehicle, and you can just use it for whatever you want to do. So yeah, I miss those days. Northern Nomad, what up? The Jada Street Fighter figures are great. Got Chun-Li to finish wave 1 yesterday. Boston Legends, where did you find Chun-Li? G-Brew, my wallet is going to be sobbing like a broken-hearted child next month. A lot of my Big Bad Toy Store pre-orders are coming due. Been picking up some overtime at work to try to cover it. I understand. Lawson, Hulk Banner 2-pack. Banner's lips are just too ruby red for me. I had to repaint the lips, and now it looks better. I think I sent you the image on Instagram a while back, Jeff. You did. Let's see how hard it is to pull that image up. Let's see here if I can pull up your repaint for everybody while I'm getting there. Look what Lawson did with his Captain America. That's what I'm talking about. That was great. Let's see if I can pull up the banner. There we go. Here is what Lawson did for his repaint. So there we go. Maybe you can see. There you go. So really nice repaint on that. Oh, I forgot to say I got the Batman books from Alex. I'm from California, but I'm in New Jersey right now. I got you. Thanks, Jalen. I should know that, right? When is McFarlane Joker an interrogation set coming out? I don't know. I have to check that one for you. Give me a second. Just got the Televiper and Trouble Bubble. Looked it over. Looks good, but I haven't had a chance to remove it from the box. Was busy, way busy with work lately. Hopefully it calms down for you. Brick and Tire. The Bad Toy Store has a snow surface ever pre-ordered as well with a December release. Thank you, sir. Cheaper, that 90s Toy Biz Blackberry was amazing. That, the Kenner Ector 1 and the Playmates Turtle Van saw a lot of use between my brother and I as kids. Jeffrey, where is that Red Baroness from? This is an exclusive. It is. Let's go to her. Since I've covered all the pre-order stuff we've been talking about all this time, let's get to PulseCon. So there's a lot of stuff coming up from PulseCon. It's going up for pre-order next Friday. First up, Star Wars Black Series Star Killer with 2 Stormtroopers from the Force Unleashed. And he is going to come out separately. I know some of you guys have been asking. He is getting a separate release, but this way you can get him with some lightning effects, an effect base, and his signature lightsaber, and some alternate head sculpts too. Marvel Legends is getting Detroit Steel. I have no idea, no knowledge of this character, but he's coming, whether you like it or not. And I do like that he is just ridiculously geared up. It seems like we're seeing some part switching between the brands, because if I'm not wrong, this looks like the big hunky machine gun that we've seen on the Classified series with Roadblock. So interesting if that is actually the case. Let me know if that is true or not. If so, is this going to be reused for Buzzer's chainsaw? Stay tuned. So he looks wild and crazy, really colorful character. Good paint job. Just not really interested in Detroit Steel. So we got him coming up, and this is with all the firing blast effects going. That looks cool. I think maybe this is something they could use or reuse for the Joe line. Now the G.I. Joe, Crimson Strike Team. Way too zoomed in. So we got Tomac, Zaymont, out of the way, shooting the galaxy. Did this, having them hold their knives in their hands, ready to throw them. And Baroness, and she's got a much improved articulation setup, double jointed elbows. That first one didn't. And she's got a really, really great head sculpt. I mean, she's biting her lip. I mean, she's all set she's ready and intense to do some damage to the Joes here. Really like her. I don't care about the crimson look for the Crimson Twins. Yes, I know, but Baroness is a nice looking figure. You see those elbows, she can actually pose and do some things. I just love this character work here with this head sculpt. She's got her glasses. They look just to be the right scale, not too big and bulky and too clownish on her. That looks good. Take a look at the shot, though. The balancing work is awesome. And I'm curious about this image because I see a hydrofoil lurking in the background. Is that a tease or just like you're never getting this? But I'm going to be optimistic and hope that we will eventually at one point see maybe HasLab Dragonfly, a hydrofoil, not the water moccasin, the moray. There we go. Might just step down. Here's Baroness doing her stroll. She is ready for action. I don't feel like you get this pose with that original one, but she's really good. And you see she's got multiple head sculpts. This one is a really nice one. Although I'm curious about what's going on with the glasses there. Looks like she's got some bad fuzzing up with the paintwork. We'll see. Then we got this, and she is just seeing Destro coming out the shower or something. She is hyped up, ready. Glasses removable. I really like the crimson sheen to this. It's a cool looking outfit for Baroness, but I want my classic one in all black. But this head sculpt is crazy good and just really neat. I almost feel like that's something you would have seen with Zoranis head sculpt instead of Baroness, but I like that. And then we've also got the Omega Power Rangers, and these guys look pretty cool. The Power Rangers line is about to go on hiatus, but these guys look really cool. You can get them at PulseCon, and all those pre-orders will go up next Friday, so you won't be able to miss out on these things. Hopefully, as always, I don't try to push memberships or anything, but I really think that if you want some of this stuff, it's worth it to get that Pulse Premium membership because you tend to get it. Well, you get ahead of the line. You get a whole hour to make pre-orders. Typically, they don't sell out before that period, but it gives you the opportunity to get stuff early. Free shipping on HasLabs. You want Giant Man, so it's there and it's open for you. So last pitch on that. Daniel, Holiday, Farland, Captain Atom, and Hush Superman. Black Series Gen Urso at Ollie's for $7, and Nakia Ollie's for $10, and Retro Invisible Woman at Ollie's for $7, and Micro the Slave One Walmart for $15. That's a great price for that one. Ah, nice. Rain, you pre-ordered Brainiac from GameStop about an hour ago. He was sold out everywhere else. So you ordered him from there, huh? Let's see here. I'm curious because I felt like Entertainment Earth still had him in stock. Let me see if that is still the case. He's pre-sold out as well. You can get him in the case with the Injustice 2 Superman. But I gotta assume you don't really care about the Injustice Superman since you didn't mention him. But not to be outdone and hardly ever to not have a new update with new figure reveals. We get the Flashpoint Wonder Woman, and this actually looked in the deal, so this makes sense. She can fight off against the Flashpoint Aquaman. We've already got Batman and Project Superman, which is kind of an underwhelming figure, but that awesome Flash. So this is Wonder Woman and yet another alternate version before we get the classic look. I think so many of us want, but this is a really nice looking figure. And if I thought Todd was going to go further with Flashpoint, I'd be like, this is a really cool look for her. We're getting Cyborg as a collective build figure, but I think that's probably going to be it. There's so many more characters that would be interesting. Elemental Woman or Element Woman. She'd look cool. Shazam, the Shazam family. Some cool choices. Maybe it's time for a new Reverse Flash, just using that base model of the Flashpoint Flash with a different head sculpt. I think that would work a lot. Target with the Funkos. Nice paint job on the puny banner. Agreed. Trouble Bubble and Televiper set is crazy. Wish it would have came with a flight stand or at least compatible with their own Pulse exclusive stand. But Henry, that would make too much sense, wouldn't it? I don't know what the deal is with that. I felt like everyone was going, yeah, where's the flight stand? Because I want to be able to pose this. Maybe they were thinking, let's keep it low key. That way nobody has to worry about it falling and tipping over. Because I think maybe if it wasn't balanced right, it could do that. Mike says I plan to hang my Trouble Bubble from Fishing Wire. If you use the FedEx app, you get tracking for FedEx stuff as soon as it appears. Hopefully the His Tank hits soon. Oh, Mike, and all my excitement with all this G.I. Joe stuff, I forgot I got a His Tank coming. And yeah, then it's going to be time to clear space officially for the G.I. Joe Classified Series display. I have so many kind of in and out of boxes because I'm taking photos, but with this His Tank, it's going to need permanent residency somewhere in the display room. We'll see where I come up with. Notice the Trouble Bubble heads-up display on the windshield is not centered on the glass. Kind of odd. Well, I mean, it's like the windshields like now where they kind of move it one way or whatever. Maybe the Televiper likes to look at it from the right or left side. I don't know. Mike, I want a Star Killer, but damn, it's too expensive for me for some bonus and 2 reissue Stormtroopers. I'm not too upset with getting more Stormtroopers, but yeah. The bonus accessories I don't need, but I will for sure get Star Killer when he is released separately. Still hate that cost. $100. I really want to get the Star Killer and all of his stuff. Hope he gets Star Killer on clearance. I don't think that's going to happen. It's a Pulse exclusive, and I feel like he's going to be a character whenever he finally gets there. that might be a long sold out figure by the time the next Pulse sale comes. But you never know. Critical Enjoyer, thank you. Detroit Steel is from Fractions Run, an Ironmonger type. Oh, that's interesting. I thought he was actually Ironmonger just with a repainted armor. Thank you. How's the Fraction Run? Is it worth checking out? Jerry just took some quick shots. Marvel Select, Mr. Fantastic. Let's go. Love how interactive we can make this thing. All right. So there we go. I don't know why the camera will not cooperate with my phone. There's Mr. Fantastic. Oh, okay, that's cool. So here he is with the guys there. That was cool. We got our classic Richards. Why wouldn't you orient? Right. That's cool. Sorry for the crappy lighting. It's too much reflection, but thank you, Jalen. So he does work. I'm curious because I think I might grab that one because I loved all the different accessories and how you could display them. So thank you for that. Brick and Tire. Flight Pod definitely needed a stand like Hawkeye Cycle. Right. I really dig the fully enclosed helmet head. In my mind, that's like a VR setup and it links up with the Pod's new HUD. Yes. No, that's the chain gun from the 80th Stain Ironmonger they did. Thank you. Detroit Steel is a cool idea. Seems more like an independent comic idea than something that would come from Marvel. Yes, sir. Randall, I hope you were able to get the retro Snake Eyes last week. I did, thanks to one amazing viewer here. But I'll make sure to do proper thanks and appreciation when I open them up. But yes, I did. Thank you, Randall. That was you. Thank you. Jay did tell me, so I appreciate it. So yes, I'm squared away with my retro Snake Eyes, and now I can then open up my rock and roll because I have more of my classic original 13 Joes hanging out. I like that Baroness head sculpt. The cheekbones on the other were too much for me. Yeah, there's something a little off, but this one seems more Baroness to me too. Comfortable. When is the 3-pack go on pre-order? Next Friday with everything else from Pulse Con, the exclusives, not whatever else reveals they show. But I think they are going to have some stuff up for pre-order based on what they show. But those for sure are going to be up for pre-order next Friday. The Omega Power Rangers are designs exclusively from the comic books. Thank you. Now that's cool. I like those designs. I'm gonna have to grab those. Is it just those 4, or is there another one that they didn't put in the pack so we can complain that the team isn't complete? I heard 22nd and 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Pulse members and generally, supposedly. Double check the date, but times are right. Just heard it last night. Awesome. Sorry, I was going through the scrolling through. I love it if Marvel Legends release head and hands pack and weapon packs as website exclusives. That would make fans happy and help them put out some complaint fires. Examples: Siren Screaming Head. I mean, why do that when they can release a 3-pack and have Cannonball with legs, so they can do Siren with her screaming head and a 3-pack with figures that don't quite match up? Mike, so I'll assume they'll confirm addresses and then send ship notice for the His Tank soon. Awesome. Can't wait for that one. Yeah, the Walmart I got the Slave 1 from has a bunch of the ships. It's a whole fleet of Bobas. Boba Fett. I would monitor FedEx app to see if they sneak tracking in like Galactus. I will. I do have that app, and it's very helpful. Really want the classic Perez version of Cyborg. Want Todd to give us that. Me too. I love that design for him, and yeah, I want that more than any other version of Cyborg. G-Brew, my 3-year-old niece has started calling her toys her collection. Great influence, Uncle. You're doing work. I buy her all the Wonder Woman figures I find because she loves Wonder Woman. With McFarlane, she should have a massive collection at this point. Think those are faceplates for Baroness and not full heads. I guess they couldn't bother to spoil us like they did with the latest Black Widow. I mean, they're only charging like $30. I thought those were separate head sculpts. Let's see if I can find that really really quickly. Let's see. This is the fun part when I try to do all this stuff right live and it's like, oh wait, I thought this was different. Let me see. I know I took pictures. I can't find it, but I thought they were separate head sculpts. We'll see. Maybe Jeffrey can give details. I think Mike knows more details about it than me. But herd update into September and early October. Shipping on HasLab is supposedly. If it comes October, that's a great birthday present. Mr. Cass World, it better not pull that showing up early that messed me up. They're about to. Mr. Cass World stuff that was coming from November is coming in the next couple weeks. So get your stuff ready. Early October, late September. Woohoo! Jeffrey Nolan is on the way. Not sure about the base terror drum on the hill back there, but the hydrofoil array is being teased for sure. Facts. Oh, Mike. we talked about that yesterday on the Movie Files show, but oh my gosh. I'm loving Ahsoka so much. And I'm just like, this is Star Wars. You finally did it. Great job. I mean, no hate on Mandalorian or Obi-Wan and Andor, but Ahsoka is like, yes, plug it into my veins. Let's keep it rolling. So, yeah, based on last night's show, Tuesday's show, I really, really, really want to see them go a different direction. You know what I'm talking about, and everybody who saw it know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to spoil it here on the show, but oh man, whew, more of that, please. Mr. Cheeseburger, what's going on? Everyone wants flight stand and accessories, but no one wants to pay for it. Metacom Superman was $125. You get what you pay for. But that stand is terrible. I mean, it's like, this is garbage. And I really wish they did better with their flight stands or their stands because they're not great. You have to do way too much work to keep those guys maneuvering properly on the stands. Oh, sorry. My brother was like, hey, I want to get the Xanatos figure. I have Serpentor's chariot on an empty, clear Christmas light can. Oh, Mike, I need to see a picture of how you work that out. I have my Mr. Fantastic on my desk. Sue Storm is on pre-order. How about you? I also have the FF4 and Doom from Mexico on pre-order. Those look great. And the 375 Marvel Legends. I'm all in on Fantastic Four all scales. Yes. Thank you much, Rand. I appreciate it. Chocolate took a while to sell out. That's funny. I thought he was the first one of those whenever that. No, the Comic-Con exclusives. I thought he sold out first. I feel like that 3-pack is because I think if they did a standalone Baroness repainted black, she would be an instant sellout. I don't know how many people really clamor for this Crimson 3-pack. It's a cash world. They said November for those X-Men classics. They need to keep it that way. Well, I guess it depends on where you pre-ordered it from. Did you get it from Pulse? I think with Pulse, you can almost be guaranteed they will, most of the time, stick to their pre-order window. But other cases, sorry, it's here. I think with other retailers like Target, GameStop, Walmart, even, they're just going to pop up and change with a quickness. And it's like, am I canceling this thing or what? So hopefully you got it somewhere where it'll work out for you. Mr. Cheeseburger, Giant Man at 4,576. That's great. I feel like he was way slower when we started this live stream. Maybe the people are rallying because we're watching and we're talking about it and getting everybody hyped up. Maybe that's what's going on. It hasn't been a week, so that's pretty good for Giant Man. I think so too. I think he's progressing at a good rate. I'm not worried, I'm not panicking, not pressing the hurry up, guys, back this thing. I think it's okay. And it's still over a month. So for him to be just about halfway there, I think we're good. No problems, no worries just yet. I select Johnny and Sue on pre-order. I'm hoping they do an updated bin. As for Legends, I have the last two versions of the whole team in the Toy Biz ones. Man, that's cool. Because I wish I had sold off my Toy Biz Marvel Legends. I mean, they got replaced with better figures, but still that soft spot. I still have some of them, but I really wish I had kept all of the ones I had just to be like, yo, check these out. These are so, look at the evolution of my Marvel Legends figures from Toy Biz to Hasbro. No, That's because they haven't done anyone that I don't have already from Storm Collectibles. So yeah, I get in game dimensions taking figures just yet. If they did figures with Giant Man, Boston Legends, for sure a 6-inch scale version of Giant Man, so you can hang out with the rest of them and then go big. Wasp, pick a color, pick an outfit. It doesn't matter to me. Um, we got the Hank Pym in the red jumpsuit. That was one way back when that I thought would be really cool. Crimson Cow would be an interesting figure. I think would work well. And if they made the cow kind of vague and ambiguous enough, you could double it for the modern one. The Crimson Widow, I think, is what she is in the comics now. Swap the head out, have an Ultron head, and then have a crazed Jarvis head. And then my last one be Jarvis because, he'd be a nice, fun figure to add into the mix. Hopefully somebody that people wouldn't be upset was locked behind a paywall. Blake, we do need a mole man with Giganto. It's funny because we got one way back when Hasbro just first started figuring out what the heck they were doing with this thing. We need a new one. I'm wondering how many Fantastic Four figures they're just holding off on until the movie finally comes out. I wonder if that's what's going on because it seems like we need more of those guys in rotation than we've been getting. Any clues about Marvel Legends figs might be coming up for Friday's PulseCon? Any rumors? All these rumors. I'm thinking we'll see some more related to Giant Man just so they can keep pushing that. Like if we got Egghead, so that was cool, but maybe they'll do a 6-inch Giant Man and a Wasp 2-pack, maybe Yellow Jacket, maybe. I don't know. I love to see more because I feel like we're emptying the drain of all the Marvel Legends rumors and news. So we need some more stuff to stoke the fires. Yeah, Jay. Red Ghost and his 3 apes and the Mad Thinger with the android. Mad Thinger and the android would be a good use of that 2-pack mold where we could just use the Baron Zemo, the Molecule Man mold for Mad Thinker, and then just put all the work in an android. Doc Avenger, what's up? Just got my 3 trouble bubbles today. So do you have all 3 head sculpts piloting each of the different trouble bubbles? Just missing a flight stand. Waiting on Snow Job, should be here next week. That reminds me, Snow Job was sold out on Pulse earlier. I'm very interested if they decided, look, we found some more. So, that's funny. I did want to know, and he is back in stock. I don't know if I see when he's supposed to come out, though. Maybe I just have the window too small. Interesting. So, can you add him to cart? You can. Interesting. So he's back in stock. That's good news. So for everybody who missed out and was worried, I can't get it. Snow Job, he's back. So yeah. Ski Raider, Ahsoka is fire. Yes, indeed. Josh, what's up? My coworker and I made a 3D print stand for my Serpentor Air Chariot. Post it into the Instagram. I want to see it, please. Novice, what's up, bro? Shot. How do I need to get an Entertainment Earth to get free shipping with your code? My code of Lyles, LYLESMF, Lyles Movie Files, $79 for free shipping. So as long as he's in stock, I'm not sure if he is. If not, just wait because you can still get them from Entertainment Earth. So there you go. Right, Mike. Deadpool and Bob did sell out first. G-Bro, I'm not the only collector influencing my niece. My brother, her dad, collects Ghostbusters, Godzilla, and video games. Her favorite movies right now are Ghostbusters 2 and Ghostbusters Afterlife. Now, that's interesting. Interesting. Okay. Not the first one. Randall, Big Bad Toy Store, selling the Sky Strike for $2.99. $59, I think, is a free ship. I know I have a code. I assume Jeff does too. Plug time. LYLESMF. That's my last name, Lyles. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate the plug, my friend. Wookiee Sasquatch. I'm waiting to make a custom flying air chariot for Serpentor using a small drone. You guys doing the custom deals. I love to see this. G-Brew. The only Toy Biz Legends I have is Dupe. Why did I get rid of Dupe? He came with Deadpool. I have the original Toy Biz Ghibli Cyclops, Rogue, and Beast figures from the 90s. Always loved those toys as a kid. Absolutely. Chad, what's going on, my friend? Going to be a No Way Home PulseCon event. Maybe another wave. Maybe. That would be wild and very interesting if they pull out No Way Home figures. You've asked for them. We're finally delivered. That reaction is gonna be really interesting. Hank V. Hey man, how you doing? Woogie Sasquatch. I won't commit to backing Giant Man till they can explain how the faces swap out in conjunction with his mask. Are they still in the process of figuring that out? Why didn't they show us otherwise? That is a very good question. They did show a lot of stuff with the Dragonfly. I'm going to assume we'll see some more videos, maybe as it gets to the 20-day mark, and they'll actually swap them out so we can see it. I am very interested to see how that works, though, because that's a really cool innovation for them. So if this works, it's going to be really exciting to see how they pull it off. Lawson, I'm still wanting Stingray, UFOs, Frightful Four, the rest of the humans, Beast, Vanguard, Graviton, Count Nefaria, Marina. Legends got lots to get out that they aren't giving us. So true. And I could add like 30 more to your list. It's wild. Mike, have you been hitting up Five Below for the teeny sets? Got the baker and the breakfast sets yesterday. I have the grill and sushi. Bits 112. Perfect. I have it. Now I'm going to put that onto the list now. Thank you. I haven't been to Five Below since they stopped regularly putting out Marvel Legends or Marvel figures, because I was getting the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 figures for $5. I was like, this is a great deal. And then I never got Gamora, so I never completed Mantis. After, I really want a Green Goblin from Spider-Man No Way Home. He's coming, and you can still get this SH Figure Arts one, which is probably going to be better than the one that they're going to deliver, but it's a little bit more. G-Brew, I'm hoping the Rachel Summers they've been teasing since 1889. Yeah, it feels like it. It's finally revealed during PulseCon. GB2 and Afterlife are her favorites because children are them. That makes sense. Thank you. Yes, let's accept from Josh. Ooh, cool. Man, that's fun. So here is Joshua's Serpentor setup. That looks really cool. You see the flight stand, he's got Serpentor towering over the rest of Cobra. That is great. See if you guys can see that any better, but that's really cool. Nice stuff. All right, let's see. There's one last thing I wanted to talk about before we wrap this one up here. I guess there's two things I want to talk about or more. Let's see here. Let's go through them. All right, real fast. McFarlane Toys 3-pack of DC Multiverse. So you're getting some more Injustice 2 figures to go along with your Brainiac, Superman, and yeah, that 2-pack. Okay. Not going to see it. All right, let's pull this out a little bit more. So here's Supergirl. So here's another figure. Another female figure is working into the mix. Batman. I'm not quite sure what's going on with Batman in this one. I'm sure it's storyline specific. And Dr. Fate. Really nice looking work on him. This 3-pack price is wow though. $40 for 3 figures. That feels like old school pricing. And I love that McFarlane is like, hey, here's a value for a 3-pack. I'm sure most of this is just we've already seen these figures before, but I appreciate that he's keeping that price point pretty low for us. And $40 is a really good deal. Then there was another pack that was revealed today up for pre-order. It's from Obi-Wan. It's Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader. Note the scarred helmet. That's really great. And if these figures weren't so ridiculously expensive, I'll grab this. See the chest panel also damaged from the massive attack. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but watch it. It's great. Obi-Wan looks really nice. They did great work with him. He looks like Ewan McGregor. No problem there, but I don't think he can actually put his finger in that trigger guard. And here they are back to back. Really nice cloth cape for Darth. Anakin is dead. Really good stuff. Great lightsaber work as always. But woo, this price point, $40. Let me see. I feel like I saw this before. $40 for 3 7-inch figures, and then $40 for 2 3.75-inch figures. Something does not seem to be adding up quite right. Randall, the DCU classic Mattel Cobra looks like the IDW Serpentor, and I have him as a Serpentor clone. That's fun. I like that. I like that run of IDW. It's kind of a little underrated, but it was fun. Document, I still need eels. It's the only pre-order I missed to get. Still don't understand why Amazon sold out of pre-orders. Oh boy, that is, yeah. Blake says, no, Lawson. What you want is Doc Samson, Warriors 3, Sid, Enchantress, Classic Beta Ray Bill, Blue Suit Angel, Wrecking Crew, and Classic Falcon. I want all those too, Blake. Yeah. Same. G Brew, what? Another Batman, but Todd hates Batman. This, I command. Wish he would give Batman a break, especially now we got that awesome Nightfall one. Mike, I'm working on a swampy forest scene to put my his tank in when it arrives. Dollar Tree supposedly sells 2-part resin I was going to use for it, but none local have it stocked. Oh, that's cool. So you'd use the resin to make the swampy water? See how that turns out. There's not enough characters in the chat to write all the figures we need. I feel like we should just go like one episode and just say, here's all the Marvel Legends figures we still need. Yes, well, you should not trust them to buy 30 on the site. Robert, what's going on, man? I've actually stopped pre-ordering because the dates are so off. Exactly. And it's just such a crapshoot with it. Jay Woods, what about the Mayonnaise, the Melter, the Executioner, the Swordsman, and Umar? So many figures still left. Did Jason Todd spray paint Batman when he wasn't looking before he tried to steal his tires? It really looks like it. I need to read the story. I've read some of Injustice and I really enjoyed it, but yeah, I need to figure out what's going on with this. Clearly it's from the comic book, but I'm not getting the reference. I am not like Captain America on this one. Legends team lives in the 90s comic realm. I'm with you, Lawson, but never read a thing before 92, it seems. It really feels like it. And I don't understand how they made that Justice New Warrior figure and think that's Justice with New Warriors. I mean, I'm almost at the point where I want to add, no, I'm not at the point. I really actually want a Star Fox. I mean, there's so many characters. Dr. Druid, so many characters left. It's like 100 viable characters that would make really great figures. And they're like, nah, y'all want more of these 90s stuff. And it's like, no, come on, let's go back to the 70s and 80s. Great designs. Let's keep it going. $40 for 2 vintage is better than 40 for 1. Blackheart saying, yeah, I don't know what they were doing. The prices are way too much on the vintage collection figures. Blake Tarpley, maybe we could convince a certain YouTuber influencer to make a video of Most Wanted. Excuse me. Jay, who would you have in mind? In lieu of a YouTube influencer, I'll make a list and we'll do a video. And because I feel like we need a 2023 edition to that anyway. Maybe I'll do it after PulseCon just to see if any of my choices will get knocked off with their reveals. So I'll do that. I'll set it up for the end of September. Most Wanted Marvel Legends 2023 edition. Oh yeah, Lost in my scenes are awesome, my friend. So I can't wait to see what he does with it. Dog, what's up? Are you getting out Detroit still? No, I have to be very focused with my Marvel Legends. The collection's getting out of hand, just in terms of display space. And I need to think a little bit better in terms of how I'm posing and how I'm positioning my figures. I'm gonna get some stands soon, but yeah, I need figures I have an attachment to. And Detroit Steel has an interesting look, but there's no attachment. And I need some more classic Iron Man villains before I start throwing in Detroit Steel in the mix. Lawson, we should do a top 100 figures Marvel Legends need to do list. You know what? I may have to just start writing out the figures, the characters I want to see, and see if I can just limit it to 100. Because I feel like there's probably going to be 150. We'll see. I wonder how many of you all would stick around for 100 Marvel Legends on my list. Hebrew, Marvel Legends figures I need. Cyclops, Kitty, and Rogue in every single costume they've ever worn for even 2 pages. I think Kitty would take that over the limit for you. Ski Raider, CW writers of Batman, biggest villains in Gotham. Batwoman and Gotham Knights Batman treatment jokes on their watch, maybe. Spray away, Jason Todd. Everything else happens. Nice. Make sure you're following Mike on Instagram. This stuff is really cool. G-Brew. In all honesty, I like some early 2000s designs for Marvel Legends, especially the Grant Morrison era X-Men. That should be a box set because there's not a lot of characters that they need to revamp. I mean, it's 5 really, and we can just do a box set. You don't have to do a lot because once you get that mold for the jacket, you're set. Hopefully we'll get that. Roberts. Infinite Realms, vintage speeder bike and scout trooper were $5 less than Black Series version. They are gouging. Right. I mean, geez, the Sabine figure, the vintage collection figure is $27.99. And then the Black Series figure, which uses more plastics, taller, more paint apps, whatever, it's $24.99. I don't understand their pricing for the Black Series and vintage collection line. It's wild. Blake, I hope they're going to announce Iron Fist to go. Power Man is coming. Pulse Con, also Yellow Jacket and Wasp. That reminds me. So apparently, this Mindless Ones, the Army Builder figure wave that I'm still perplexed by, is starting to show up. So people are starting to show out their pictures of this wave. And I'm most excited, of course, about Power Man. And I'm still wondering if maybe we're going to get a repaint with blue pants, Power Man with Iron Fist. I mean, we still need Iron Fist. And hopefully next week we'll finally see him. How hard is it to get out of Rachel Summers to complete Excalibur? I mean, I guess the spikes are giving them fits in terms of the sculpt because they can't figure out someone to reuse it with. Pinnis, maybe, but then it's like the whole thing of, well, other issues. So you got the Chun-Li for $30. Okay, that's not bad. I mean, it's $24.99, so eBay price of 30 isn't terrible. Laura A, I've over them finishing all Marvel characters in the Capcom fighting games through the iterations in the MVC series. I'm waiting on a Shuma Garth. Yeah, that would be really cool because that'd be a really unique looking figure. I'm surprised when we got that sort of appearance in Doctor Strange that they didn't just use it as an excuse to, hey, here you go. I don't know. I feel like the timing that they do with things is kind of off. Ski Raider, we need to do list, ma'am. They are thorough. 100 more items to help them get back on track. You know what? Thank you. I will get to work. Maybe I'll start with 25, and then with another 25 to come. But yeah, I'll get on it. Mr. Cheeseburger, thank you so much, my friend. The 199 super chat. Comic Ironmonger, Purple Man, Kane, Parker, Aaron Zola. How do I say his name? Zola. Yeah, Aaron Zola. Right. Yeah. So do you want those figures or what? Because we have Purple Man in that box set with the Raph, Comic Ironmonger we have, and Arnim Zola we do have too. I don't think we have that Kane with the long flowing hair version. That would be cool. And we got to have our full Clone Saga all the way out there. So yeah, but let me know if you're looking for those figures and haven't tracked them down yet. G Brew. I think the last Rachel Summers Hasbro gave us was a Marvel Girl one from the Brood Queen wave. She's wearing the costume from 04. Yeah, she had some wacky articulation. So we should get a better version of Rachel. After, I really want to get that Black Series Ezra and Sabine figures. They look solid, and I'm probably going to end up getting a whole Ahsoka set of figures. What do you think of Power Man being smaller than modern Luke Cage? Ugh, wait, what? Oh boy, I hadn't seen that picture. Let me see if I can find that quickly. That's terrible. Let's see. Just sometimes I just can't get that scaling right. But I won't keep him around modern. I just need him taller than Iron Fist. Okay. Excuse me. I'm trying to go through real fast to see if I can find. Excuse me. There we go. Let's see. So I see one picture, a couple pictures of Luke Cage. Let's pull them up here. We got them from marvelousnews.com. So here's Power Man with the old Toy Biz Iron Fist, the only one in this classic look, which is still quite ridiculous. We don't have. It's really fun to see these two back to back. It's really nice. Well, I mean, he looks great next to the Toy Biz version. It was showing that torso articulation that's lacking, but hopefully he can still move. All right. Here's what he looks like next to the modern Iron Fist. His head looks too small. That's my first immediate reaction. His head looks a little tiny next to the modern one. I don't like that head. I mean, the head sculpt was great, just too tiny and too small. Oh, I see what you're saying. The MCU Luke Cage is pretty decently sized. Like I can fudge him just fine, and I wouldn't put Power Man with characters too smaller than him. But yeah, that's weird that the modern one, and I feel like this figure needs a re-release, a redo anyway. But yeah, I would like to see him bigger, and I definitely want to see. I wish that head were bigger for sure. Blake, oh, and Iron Fist cannot be on that piece of Spider-Man buck like they did with Karnak. You're saying it, my friend. Which one would you want to see them use for Iron Fist? I mean, he needs all the articulation. Lost. We need to do a crowd fund for it. Someone buy the Legends team copies of the original series of the official handbooks of the Marvel Universe from the early 80s. They need a set stat kit. Mike, Chun-Li, and Ryu Fei Long have the same DCPI at Target. Learned that the hard way. That's no fun. Ski Raider, we know what Ezra is going to look like. Here, he's all set. They've revealed his figure, and I'm going to, spoiler soft, mention, he did have that hologram, so that's what he looks like. And hopefully we'll get these season 3 and 4 versions of the Rebel characters later. Jibro is disappointed they did the Krakoan X-Force Kid Omega rather than the schoolboy punker Kid Omega. It's a way more iconic look. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they skew a little bit too heavy modern. And I get it. We need to mix modern, classic, 90s, but I feel like sometimes they're a little bit too far off with those choices. I want a classic Kazar and Zabu 2-pack. Yes. Would love them to do a Cape Kane, Carrion, Spider Side, Firestarter. There's a lot. Oh, okay, Mr. Cheeseburger. Those need to be updated. I want those on the list of updates. Sure. I need to do an updates. And I also need to do a, hey, you guys have never done these figures. Let's get to it list. So lots of episodes on those. Creating Daily. With football happening on Thursdays, they're going to continue starting it live earlier at 7. Asking for a friend. Well, Creating Daily, I am. And that reminds me, we're hit the 2-hour mark. So I am going to probably do 7, at least through football season. So let me know what you guys think about that plan. That's what I'm going to do. Machine Man. We got him too. He probably needs a updated mold, but we do have him as a figure. Those old Toy Biz figures are awful. If you didn't get them, I totally get it. But if you were getting those figures back in the day, they have a soft spot, at least for me. Iron Fist on Sunfire mold. I'll take it. I just need him to have tons of articulation. Mike, I didn't know this. Cardiac is a must too. Larson said he's fully Marvel's. Is this a new development, or did this happen and Marvel's still faking on bringing him out? Because Cardiac has a great look for a figure. And Beltran, I want to have Spider-Gwen and a few others on that Black Widow body. They just need to redo all of them and use that body, because I feel like I'd buy a bunch of figures over again on that body. Ski Raider, thanks. I'm thinking that's when he was younger, like in the Rebels. Will show up looking like Sabine's age now if he does on the show. We shall see. Yes, we shall. G-Brew, I got into comics through my mother giving me her old 70s era X-Men comics, which were too damaged to sell. I have quite a soft spot for the Claremont era and would love more of those classic looks. Right there with you. I have the omnibuses of the Claremont run, for most of them at least. And I'm like, why haven't I gotten this character as a figure? Where's my Eric the Red? He'd look really good with some metallic red paint. But yeah, there's way too many figures just from the Claremont era that need figures that I feel like we're still waiting on forever, especially in the Mutants. Right. Mike, when I met Steve Evans at Chris kind of begged him for a more badly styled Venom like 90s, amazing 374, 375. That would be really good too. And we don't have that figure yet. Lawson, they want to keep giving us Captain America figures. Maybe an Invaders team pack would be nice. A new Namor, Cap, Torch, Spitfire, Toro. Yeah, let's make that happen, Amazon. All right, a vote for 7 p.m. Thank you. I think that's what I'm going to do. The Toy Biz figures, we were starved for Marvel stuff. Simple. Exactly. I mean, that's where we were with it. And then they came and they were so great. It's like, yes. And they delivered. And a Bucky. Can't forget Bucky. Toy Biz Comic Green Goblin was sculpted by Four Horsemen along with Hobgoblin. They're the best Toy Biz you can get. I still have the Green Goblin front and center of my Spider-Man Rogues. So yeah, the Hasbro one's okay, but it does not beat that Toy Biz one. A classic Bucky would be sweet. Yes. All right. Well, gang, one last thing to show because I just thought this was ridiculously cool. And yeah, Sabine was shown her Hot Toys version in full, and this figure looks great. Lots of great details. The head sculpt, super amazing. Not new, not surprising for Hot Toys. She's got the rotating eyes so you can move her around and have her look around at different sequences. No light up lightsaber, but you get the deal. And she's got her full Mandalorian outfit as well. And she's got a Loth cat. That's great. So we've got her and Ahsoka ready for action, like that big scene from episode 4. Very cool. Of course, the removable helmet. So I'm very excited about this and quite worried to see how far I'm going to go with my Hot Toys Ahsoka figures because there's several that I would add to that list, but really excited about her. So, yeah. Hot Toys Sabine is fire too. Yes, sir. Joshua says I love some Runaways or Midnight Suns figures. Those would be fun additions, and they would go off with the sculpting on those. The last classic Bucky was again Brood Queen Wave, I think. Awful figure. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, Sabine is awesome. Doc Avenger, I think when the design is too intimidating to beg off, they beg off of it. Jack of Hearts, Cardiac, those designs intimidate them. It kind of feels like that, huh? Yes, a great looking Sabine. The Hot Toys looks amazing. Yes, sir. Supposedly the lightsaber lights up if you plug it into her gauntlet. Sold, sold, sold. Thanks, James. All right, well, it's gonna do it here. Snake Eyes at Hot Toys looks amazing. Ditto on the Runaways. I love Nico and Carolina, especially. I love and appreciate you guys hanging out with me for another Thursday night live. I'll be back next week for sure, talking about everything I want to see at PulseCon. Maybe I'll do a little teaser of my top 10 Marvel Legends and top 5 G.I. Joe Classified series I want to see. Thank you as always for hanging out with me. And if you're watching it, enjoy the game. I'll be back on real soon, posting that video of my NFL sports figures from McFarlane. So we'll see you again next week. Until then, this episode of House Figure Files has been filed.